Welcome back to yet another episode of the Natty Teacher. I'm, of course, your host. Who else but the interest-sipping Natty Teacher? And today, we got a push session. Push B. Pretty quick because we don't have any direct tricep work. Because we have, Yes, we have one tricep movement. I apologize. Yes, not a lot of direct tricep work because we do have shoulders and arms 2 days from now, which we have 2 tricep exercises there. So it's a little bit of machine tricep work today. I apologize. We do have one movement. But yeah, not a lot of delts, not a lot of triceps because, again, shoulders and arms in 2 days. But happy last day of November. It is November 30th. Already, I can't believe it. Tomorrow's already December 1st. And if you look closely, you can kind of see the gray skies in the background. You probably can't see the sides of the road, though. But we are covered in snow here in Michigan. Pretty cool stuff. Had our first kind of bigger snow of the year. We'd had some like dustings a little bit, but at least in the lower peninsula, so the actual mitten part of the state of Michigan, at least where where I live in that part, not a ton of snow so far. Again, little dustings, little flurries here and there, a little bit of cold weather. Not a ton of snow. But yesterday, like last night and yesterday, I don't know if it snowed this morning or not. Maybe a little. I don't know. Quite a bit. Yeah. But yeah. So push session on the docket as I'm, very caught up in snow. So here's what we got in direct order. Here's how it's going to work, and I'm excited for it. I can't wait. So to get us started, we will, of course, go into a little bit of mobility work. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you haven't checked it out, you should. This one I would actually, I don't want to always recommend. Of course, I always recommend my stuff, but I don't want to verbally say it in another video. Like, you got to go check out the previous video. I usually don't do that, but I will say, I'm either going to upload it directly before this video or directly after it, maybe even 2 in one day. I've been doing it every morning, I've been doing a variation of it every morning, but now I kind of actually nailed down the exact routine. But I've been doing this mobility work in the mornings, every morning, 7 days a week. Before cardio. If I have a complete rest day, I won't do it. So if there's a day where usually one of my rest days in my training week, I don't do anything. It's literally 0 cardio, 0 core work, 0 anything, just to give the body that full reset. So for me, I think that day will be on Thursday this week. Thursday or Friday, one of the two. I think I probably will choose Thursday. So I shouldn't say 7 days out of the week. 6 days a week. I will do this routine. But it is just some upper body banded and body weight mobility work, and then some lower body, body weight mobility work. And dude, it feels awesome. Now, mind you, okay, I have 20 minutes of cardio, probably about 5 minutes worth of stomach vacuums. It doesn't take me very long to do it, probably about five minutes flat or less to get through my stomach vacuums, because I take very short rest periods in between. But this routine takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It is, again, I would say you could probably, I did the full thing again this morning, and I would say it was between 15 and 17 minutes, something like that. Pretty close to maybe, again, 15 to 20. So you can probably, if you speed through it enough or get into that rhythm, probably knock it out in 15 minutes. But again, it's just one of those things where, I would recommend it. Again, that's one aspect of bodybuilding I've never really been super consistent with, and that is mobility work. And so I have been very consistent with it as of late, and I've been loving it. I had kind of a rough outline of what I was doing for a little while there for a couple weeks. But now I have an awesome, legitimate routine that hits different body parts, and both in the upper and lower body. And I can feel it works, you know what I mean? I can feel it in my body that it is helping me get more limber and getting loose in the right areas. And there are parts of my body that I'm so used to bodybuilding type movements, and I'm so immobile with certain things that I'm really excited to, while I continue to progress, whether I'm bulking, cutting, whatever phase, competition season, whatever it may be, whatever phase I'm in, mobility I think is huge, and it can keep you from getting injured. It can help your performance in the gym, recovery recovery outside of the gym. Like there's so many benefits of being mobile and not being so stiff and rigid, like within bodybuilding terms, that yeah, I'm just excited to continue to rock and roll with it. Like it is really a cool routine. I have fun with it too. Like it just feels good. Like I'll put on some like, you know, fun music in the morning, pop my headphones in, and just kind of just, it's just, I don't want to say it's like yoga, but it is slightly therapeutic just to get like nice and loose and limber and ready to rock and roll. So anyways, so check that video out. Again, it'll either be the same day or day after this upload, or the same day before this upload, like, or right about the same time that video comes, that this video is posted. So make sure you check it out. Anyways, so for our push session, very simple. We're gonna get in there, of course, do a little bit of mobility work, get nice and warmed up, get those bands rocking and rolling, and go from there. You know, a little bit of like, you know, light plate work as well, just for the rotator cuffs, and just kind of get everything nice and firing in that upper body. Then we will start with a fly. So pec deck is on deck today. After pec deck, we'll go into our 2 pressing movements, which today are in the form of a slight decline Smith machine press. So really bringing the bar just below the nipple line, you know, like right at that lower chest. And then I have a neutral grip machine press after that. So kind of driving the arm straight back and pushing through. Then after that, we will move into our delt work, which today is in the form of some cuffed single arm side laterals off the cable. And then we will have our tricep work, which is just some machine tricep extensions. And that's it. So it's a very simple, very straightforward session. Again, it's one of those things where I have that shoulders and arms day 2 days from now. So it is not of great use for me to like blast the delts and triceps when I'm going to be doing multiple delt and multiple tricep movements 2 days from now. But to get a little bit in there, again, they're not ginormous muscle groups that are going to take a long time to recover, you know. So for me, I've done it now a couple times where I've had shoulders and arms after a push session like that, even shortly after. At least I've done at least once, I know for sure, but maybe multiple, and it works great. So I am you know, excited to rock and roll with that. But anyways, yeah, man, that's about all I got. I'm pulling into the gym right now, so I am excited. I'm gonna get in there and absolutely crush it and have some fun. I will catch you guys for the top set of my first movement, that pec deck, coming at you right about now. All right, so to get us started in push B, and with both my push sessions at the moment, we got a pec deck. Now, I will say, I don't start my push A with pec deck. I just mean that I start with a fly type movement. Get that chest primed up. Again, I've been training for 12 years, man. It gets to the point where I like to have an exercise to kind of get that chest ready to rock and roll before we get into some heavier pressing and go from there. So I was really happy with this one. Felt really good. Maxed out the machine here, minus 1 additional 5-pound weight for 10 really solid reps. And I feel like I got a good, like, you know, seat placement and hand placement and all that kind of fun jazz to really rock the chest. Really been connecting well with pec deck lately, especially this one. So yeah, felt really good. So we did 2 working sets here. This was my top set, and then we did a back off set after this. Then we have a slight decline flat press here. Really enjoyed this one because I felt like, especially me, I have very long arms, so it was nice to have a movement that you know, took a lot of the tension off my front delts, but I could still press a lot with my chest. This felt awesome. So this is my top set here. Then we did a back off set with 2 1/4. So that felt really good. Then we have a neutral grip machine press here, really controlling that eccentric on the way back, get that nice full stretch and powering through this bad boy. Again, was able to move some pretty solid weight and control some pretty solid weight, I should say, and go from there. So I was really happy with this set as well. And yeah, top set, back off set here as well. When I do back off sets, by the way, I usually drop the weight between 10 and 20%, depending on the movement. Usually pressing movements, it's like 10%, maybe 10 to 15. And then for like, you know, any kind of isolation movements, it's like 15 to 20%. But again, the general range, 10 to 20%. Just think of it like that. Then we have some frontal plane cable side laterals here. So you can see that the cable setup is right about just below waist height. And then we are essentially keeping the arm ever so slightly out in front of the body as we do a side lateral with it. Again, trying to limit momentum. A little bit of body English here and there ain't going to hurt. But yeah, so we did 3 working sets here. This was the top set. I believe we did this for 12, and then dropped the weight 10 pounds, did that for 15, dropped the weight 10 pounds, did that for 20. So this is, I really enjoyed that rep scheme like that, like those kind of drops. Then last exercise already. Guys, again, remember, I don't have a ton of delt and tricep work in here because I trained shoulders and arms 2 days from when this session was filmed. So I don't really need to have a ton of like side delt and, direct tricep work in there when I, have it 2 days later. So a little bit works just fine, but this is just a machine tricep extension, really getting that nice control, getting that full extension all the way out, getting that good hard extension and squeeze, all that kind of fun jazz in the triceps, and go from there. So nothing crazy. And both tricep extensions and the cable side laterals, which I already said for cables, but for the side laterals, this is also 3 sets here as well, all at this weight for 10 reps. So it felt really good. Catch you in the outro. Push B session in the wow. Books. Give myself little hiccups there or something, man. Little burp ups or something. I don't know. Yeah. Wow. Bro, my last couple sessions have just been like phenomenal. Like, wow. Like, oh, wow. Man, phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal workout today. Awesome stuff. No doubt about it. No doubt, man. It was awesome. Great session. Felt ridiculously strong. Love that low decline press, by the way. All I did, because I didn't have like any like big bumper plates or something, I didn't really want to change the angle of the bench to where I'm like flat seat here and then like a pretty steep or relatively steep decline. I didn't want to do that. But I was watching this video with John Meadows, and he was like, big chest movements, or how to get a big chest on the Smith machine, And I'd been doing like a low decline dumbbell press in my last push session. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll just do a low decline Smith then and just go heavy on that. And it was awesome. It was absolutely phenomenal. Ended up doing 2 plates a quarter and a 10 on there. I haven't put that much weight on a bar, and I can't tell you how long. Rocked that out for a solid 5 right off the rip. Second exercise in too. First press though. And then dropped down to just 2 1/4 plates, hit that for 7. And that was even slower, even more controlled. Felt like 0 pain in my shoulders. I loved it. It was awesome. It was phenomenal stuff. It was sick. It's like my new favorite chest movement, dude. Like, that felt so good. Felt so in control. Obviously, that range of motion is a little bit less, and I have really long arms, so that felt super good to actually have. Like, I still came all the way down and touched my chest, mind you. The only time I don't really touch my chest when I'm pressing is if I'm doing like a close grip Smith. So I'll like bring those hands in like shoulder width or just inside shoulder width, and I'll stop just above the chest. Sometimes it'll end up touching the chest because I stop really close to the chest. So sometimes it'll touch anyways. But that's really the only time that you'll catch me not touching the chest on a press at this point, So yeah, man, it was phenomenal. Glad I've gone back to more of that like power concentric, really pushing the bar up hard, still controlling the eccentric on the way down, of course, but not worried about doing these like 2 to 3 count eccentrics. Like, you can absolutely do that, and I did it for a while. And to be honest with you, I just was not having fun with it anymore. I was so hyper-focused on being perfect all the time that I could feel myself like not training how I wanted to train. Now I'm training how I want to train, and I'm having an absolute blast, man. Absolute blast. So yeah, phenomenal stuff. No doubt. Sorry, a text just came in. But yeah, man. So great stuff. Everything was just super strong today. That is definitely a session I'm excited to run for the foreseeable future. Obviously, in the future, we'll make some like volume adjustments when I get into prep and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, for now though, until prep starts, no adjustments needed. We'll run that session a couple more times before prep, and then even into prep. I just I don't foresee myself making a lot of drastic changes to that session, if I'm being honest. I just really don't see that happening. I really, honestly, and it might sound silly because I've only done it for a short period of time, but I'll be honest, just being consistent with my mobility work, I truly feel like has already made a difference in like my shoulders, rotator cuffs, elbows, just my body in general. I really do feel like it's made a difference. So I would, oh boy, I think there's a roadblock up here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go up around here. I would highly recommend, if you are somebody who is like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do mobility stuff, I would highly recommend, if you are in that camp, that you find a little routine for yourself and do it. Get some light bands, light plates, dumbbells, I don't know, something, body weight stuff, and go from there. But I'm gonna have to cut this outro short just a little bit, just purely because the way I generally take home had a roadblock. So hope and pray, Lord, help everyone be all right, please, and everything be all right. Amen. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find another way home. So with that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. It means a lot to me, means a lot to the continued growth of the channel. So thank y'all so much for tuning in and for watching. Got any comments, questions, feedback, anything like that for me, please feel free to drop those down in the comment section below. When I see them, I absolutely will respond to them. And yeah. If you like the video, drop it a like. If you really liked it, maybe even give it a share. That'd be sweet. Consistent uploads, man. We're sticking to it. I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that for sure. Really, really sticking to the consistency. So very happy with that. But yeah, not much more to say, man. Not much more to say. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal session. Again, just felt strong, felt in control. All of, again, I'm just glad to be back at the gym that I thought would be a good idea to leave, because this other gym was right on my way home. So I'm just like, this gym's right on my way home. I don't got to veer off anywhere and drive out of my way a little bit. It's got more equipment, all this kind of stuff. Turns out I just couldn't get into it. And now it's like I feel like I'm back home. So I'm excited to be back at that gym and just crushing it, man. Absolutely crushing it, no doubt. So yeah. Anyways, I actually totally know where I am. Never mind. I didn't even I was gonna map it on my phone, but never mind. I know where I'm going. But I'm already at the end of the outro anyway. So again, guys, phenomenal stuff. I'm gonna go home, have my post-workout meal. I actually did not bring my blended meal with me, just purely because I have been having a rice cake with a little bit of honey with my post-workout meal. So I didn't really want to pack that, so I just have to leave. I guess I could have just brought rice cakes and just sat them in the car with some honey and donut drizzle on there. That would have been fine, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go home, blast that down. I'll have two more meals after that. I already got all my prep work for the week done. So all I got to do tonight is just focus on making some food and hanging out with the wife. Yeah, making my breakfast for the morning, getting all my supplements and stuff together, going from there. Nothing super crazy, man. Nothing super crazy at all. So, what a blessing, man. Phenomenal session. Loved that. It was so fun. That was so fun. So it's super motivating for for my other sessions as well. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping now. I apologize. All right. Without further ado, hey, much love to y'all. God bless above everything else. Hopefully, again, y'all had a great Thanksgiving, a great holiday season here for these next few weeks, month or so. And stay blessed, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one.